Hi, this is a short film designed to help people use a TENS machine. I start off by explaining what TENS is and how it can be used to reduce pain. Then I'll show you how everything is fitted together and how it is applied to a painful area. However, before we start, I would like to tell you when not to use a TENS machine. It is generally accepted that TENS should not be used if a person has a pacemaker in situ, and women should not use TENS in the first trimester of pregnancy. You should not use the pads of a TENS machine, on the front or the side of the neck, as this can affect blood pressure. You must not place pads in front and behind where the heart is, as this can interfere with the cardiac muscles. Avoid placing pads over areas of broken skin and over areas of numbness. For further information, it is important that you refer to the instruction manual which came with your TENS machine. If in doubt, always consult with your local doctor or healthcare provider. So, let me explain what TENS is and how it can reduce pain. First of all, TENS stands for transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation. A TENS machine is a small portable battery-operated device which produces mild electrical impulses which pass through the skin. The electrical impulses travel from the machine to the skin through wires and some sticky pads. The TENS machine can be attached to a belt or a waistband or can be carried in a pocket. TENS can be used by itself or in conjunction with other pain treatments. So, how does TENS help to reduce pain? Well, very simply, a TENS machine helps to reduce pain in two ways. Firstly, by releasing chemicals called endorphins, which are the body's own painkillers. And secondly, by reducing pain signals to the nerves. A TENS machine can reduce the intensity of pain, it can help to relax muscles, and it can help to distract you from the pain. Some people may use TENS over a short period of time until the pain improves. Some other people may use TENS over a much longer period of time to manage chronic or long-term pain. Let us now turn to skin preparation. Before using your TENS machine, make sure the skin where you're going to place the pads is clean and dry and free from any creams and ointments. Hair should be kept short around the area of pad placement to allow good skin contact. Do not shave the area. Shaving may cause skin irritation, which could prevent you from using the TENS machine. It is always best to trim the hair if necessary. Okay, now let's look at the machine itself. For this demonstration, I will be using this particular model of TENS machine. However, there are many different types of TENS machine available on the market. Please choose the one which best suits you, and remember, no matter which type you use, the basic principles of TENS therapy remain the same. Let me explain the various controls and switches on the machine. At the top of the machine, there are two on-off switches, which are also the intensity or volume controls, which allows you to increase or decrease the level of sensation. Next to the on-off switches are the jack plug sockets, one on each side, to enable you to use one lead and two pads, or two leads and four pads. The mode settings, or the BCM buttons, on the front of the machine allows you to choose the most suitable pattern of electrical impulse. For example, the B or the burst setting gives a drumbeat type sensation. The C mode gives a constant tingling feeling, and the M or modulation setting delivers a massage type sensation. Pulse width means the length of time of each electrical impulse, and pulse rate means the number of electrical impulses per second. The timer button gives you the option to use the machine for 30 minutes, 60 minutes, or continuously. Avoid using TENS for less than 30 minutes as you may not gain the full potential. However, TENS therapy is very much trial and error and requires you to try all the various settings to see which ones help you the most. Many different TENS machines have similar functions as the machine demonstrated here. Some digital machines have preset programs for you to choose from. It is important you understand the mode or program settings of your own machine before trying it out. Let us now look at getting the machine ready for use. So, first of all, put the battery into the battery compartment. Remember to place the battery over the ribbon, as this will make it easier for you to remove and change the battery. Next, what we need to do is connect the leads to the pads. Make sure the machine is switched off before connecting the leads into the machine. Once you are sure that the machine is switched off, gently push the jack plug as far as it will go into the socket. Repeat this process for the other socket if you wish to use 2 leads and 4 pads. If using a digital machine, select the program you wish to try. If you're using a machine similar to this one, you may wish to use the following settings as a starting point. So for pulse width, set the machine at 180 microseconds. The mode set at C or continuous, the pulse rate at 80 Hz, and the timer on C for continuous use. These are standard settings which will help you get started with your TENS machine, particularly if you've never used one before. Once you are more confident with the machine, you can experiment with the different settings until a degree of pain relief is achieved. With this machine, there's an outer cover which slides over the battery and the controls. Peel the pads off the plastic film and place the pads on the skin at the location or locations of pain. So for this demonstration, I'm going to apply 2 pads to my arm. Remember, never overlap pads. There must be at least a 1 inch or 2.5 centimeter gap when placing pads side by side. Also remember that when you are applying the pads to the painful area, that the machine at this stage must be switched off. Pads can be placed directly over the area of pain or as near to the pain as possible. Some people cannot tolerate the pads being placed directly over the area of pain. If this is the case with you, then turn the machine off, reapply the pads a small distance away and try again. There are a variety of shapes and sizes of pads available to purchase depending on the area of pain. Please check with your local stockist for further information regarding the shape and the size of pads. Step 6. We are now ready to switch the machine on and start TENS therapy. As you can see, the machine is set up and ready, and the pads are applied to the painful area. To switch this machine on, turn the intensity dial at the top of the machine in a clockwise direction until you hear a click and a light appears on the front of the machine. Adjust the intensity of the TENS sensation by continuing to turn the dial slowly in a clockwise direction until a strong but comfortable sensation is experienced. Please be aware that a level beyond strong and comfortable will not result in greater pain relief. The next step is stopping TENS and disconnecting the pads. In order to stop TENS therapy, simply turn the on-off dials anti-clockwise until you hear a click and the light goes off on the front of the machine. Once the machine is switched off, it is safe for you to remove the pads from the skin and replace them onto the plastic film and disconnect the rest of the equipment. Finally, I would like to give you some advice regarding the placement of the pads and the length of time a TENS machine can be used, and then finish off with some advice on some troubleshooting issues. So, how do you choose where to place the pads? For this demonstration, I use 2 pads to target arm pain, a small single area of pain. However, sometimes there is more than one area of pain, and this is when you may wish to use 4 pads, placing 2 pads in one area and another 2 pads somewhere else. For example, shoulder and low back pain. In addition to this, you may wish to use all 4 pads to cover a single large area of pain, for example, across the low back from hip to hip. Choosing where to place the pads can take a little bit of time. For full effect, try a few different positions for 1 to 2 days at a time to see what suits you the best. Pads should be placed in an area where the sensation is normal. Avoid placing the pads over areas of numbness. If the pads are placed over an area of numbness, there is a tendency to increase the volume or intensity, which can result in increased pain or damage to the skin. The next question is, how long should a TENS machine be used for? In all likelihood, you will work out your own routine with the TENS machine. There may be times in the day that you feel that you need the TENS machine, for example, first thing in the morning or later on in the afternoon or early evening. However, there may be other parts of the day that you feel that you do not need to use your TENS machine. TENS can be used for short periods from 1 hour, for example, to all day if necessary. A good way to start using TENS is to turn the machine on and use it for 1 to 2 hours at a time, a few times a day, and then increase the time if required. Avoid using TENS for less than 30 minutes as you may not gain the full potential of the TENS machine. If adequate pain relief is not being achieved, try different pad placements and experiment with the stimulation parameters or programs of your TENS machine. Finally, let me give you some information which could help you if you run into difficulties. First of all, many people who use a TENS machine find the pain returns almost immediately, once the machine has been switched off. If this happens to you, you will need to take some pain medicine, so there are no gaps in your pain relief. Some people have an allergic reaction to the glue on the pads. However, special pads for sensitive skin can be bought online or from your local supplier. If you use exactly the same settings or programs all the time, you might find that the TENS machine starts to lose its effectiveness. In this case, your brain may get used to the TENS sensation and start to ignore it, resulting in increased pain. Regular changes in the use of the settings or programs may be helpful to counteract this problem. Also, changing the position of the pads slightly may lead to renewed pain relief. Remember, always choose a setting or program which is comfortable for you. As regards to battery usage, an ordinary battery can last 2 to 3 days if the machine is used every day. Rechargeable batteries can be used to avoid frequent changes of batteries. If you use your TENS machine regularly over many days or weeks due to chronic pain, the use of rechargeable batteries may help to reduce costs. The pads can last for several days, possibly weeks. However, please be aware, worn out pads can result in an unpleasant sensation. So, that was TENS therapy, and I hope you were able to follow the instructions. I hope the TENS machine you have provides a degree of pain relief. Thank you for watching.